So I'm dropping this video around the same time as the Super Bowl for a specific reason. Right now it is 5:50 Eastern Standard Time on the 11th of February 2024, right? We have the Super Bowl coming up between the Chiefs and the 49ers. Now, according to every betting and sports site I've seen, it's basically a 70-30 split in favor of the Chiefs. Right? So a betting man, right? The smart money says you put your money on the Chiefs. However, they're having the game in Vegas, right? Sin City. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. That same Vegas. We know that regardless of it being a sport, the NFL is a business at the end of the day. Now, how is the house going to maintain brunt of the money or of the winnings or of the losses of the bets placed, right? Most likely to have the opposing team, which is not the favorite, win, right? That's the team that people place the less or least amount of money on. So there can only be one of two outcomes. However, I have said this before. People from the sport themselves, as well as others, have contended that the sport is rigged, specifically the big game. Now, to what end? Is it just money? Is it something else entirely? That may very well be. I'm not a part of it, so I cannot say for sure. But as far as I'm concerned, the Chiefs should have been knocked out by Baltimore, right? I think Jackson is the better quarterback. And I don't know how, they allowed it to happen. But then if what we're about to hear is true, then it could be pretty obvious, right? Every game leading up to this could be fixed. Not every game of the season, but once you get to the finals. And even probably before that. Who knows at this point, right? But like I said, it is a business. So at the end of the day, revenue generated, that's what they're looking at. Now, might there be other things to look at? I am pretty sure. Because some of these people involved, the shows have been, just the absolute worst, right? They act like they performing some big ritual on stage. But let's take a listen at what Bubba Smith has to say, which I think is very important.
Super Bowl III, Baltimore Colts, the power of the NFL, taking out the upstart New York Jets from the AFL. You guys were the biggest favorite in Super Bowl history, right? No way you could lose. You end up losing 16-7. What happened?
Well, I personally think the game was fixed.
The game was fixed.
Yeah.
Why?
So Michael and his peers can make the money that they'll make.
Michael Irvin, you made the league better. Is that what you're saying? If you guys lost?
See, if the Jets don't win that game, then they don't have the NFL the way it is today.
Oh, because it was the merger. It was
the merger. That was
right.
The third.
How did they fix a game like that?
See, the quarterback.
Yeah.
If you remember, we were inside the 25 times in the first half.
Right.
And come away with no points.
Right.
Which is not a characteristic of a Colt team.
But nobody came to you and said, "Hey, Bubba, here's
No.
Well, who did they go to? Sorry.
You see how Bubba looked at Chris? You trying to get me killed.
But who did? So they went to the quarterback. That's what you feel. That's what you feel.
I know he was in on it.
Yeah.
If you go way back and look at all the Super Bowls when it's Super Bowl week, now they run every Super Bowl, right?
Right.
Now, when you get to 3 this year, when you just happen to be watching it, you'll see Jimmy Orr standing down in the end zone like this. Nobody's within 30 yards of him. He's the primary receiver.
Right.
And Earl never looked that way.
You're talking about Earl Morrall, your quarterback there. Was there ever a time during the game?
You're really trying hard.
Well, I mean, we can all look it up there. Please don't punch me.
Please do.
Don't hurt him.
Did this come to you years later, the day of the game? I mean, 'cause this is kind of serious stuff here that you're throwing out on the table.
No, this was the day of the game.
That you felt that
the
way.
night of the game. The night, you know, I went to what was supposed to be a victory party at Carol's house, Rosenblum.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I don't drink. So, you know that term, knock the poison off? You know, so I had 2 sips of champagne. And I was sitting there, and this guy was on the dance floor, and I didn't understand him. We just lost the biggest game.
And he was celebrating.
Yeah. We just lost the biggest game of our life. You know, how many times do you get in that position?
Right.
And it just pissed me off. You know, and I went up on the dance floor and I grabbed him and I threw him out on one of those tables and they asked me to leave. You know, and on the way home, on the way back to the hotel, I'm in a cab. And you know how you can look up and you see the cab driver looking at you. And I said, I looked at him about 3 times before I said anything. And he said, are you Bubba Smith? I said, yeah. He said, man, don't feel bad. He said, Smart Money was on the Jets. I said, what do you mean? He said, it came down high there that put your money on the Jets.
So was Earl Morrall driving the cab, too? Okay.
Now, just in case you didn't know, Bubba Smith has been gone now for some time. Right? He passed away in 2011. So this is obviously old interview. I apologize for the quality, but I wanted to show it because I think it's very important to place some context on the things that we see in sports in general. We know for a fact that, in the NBA, referees have been responsible or have taken responsibility for rigging games, calling fouls, things of that nature, in order to allow another team to win. Now, to hear it from somebody that was there, that played as early on as Super Bowl III, it's astounding, right? Because you talk about it now and people are like, oh, nah, man, you crazy. What are you talking about? No, but we talking about back in the 60s, right? Super Bowl III was in 69, I believe. So a long time ago, right? Way before my time. But it was apparent to him the same day, just replaying events in his mind, that game was thrown. To what end? The end was so that they could have a merger and the NFL could become what it is today. Right? So the cabbie said, smart money was on the Jets to win. Now today, it's pretty much the same situation. I would say today, smart money is on Kansas City. But again, this is a business, long established, and they want to make all the money. So what might they do? They might flip the script. Now, if you believe the theories being thrown out there about Taylor Swift, the Chiefs getting the championship would mean a nod, a very big nod to young voters from Taylor Swift for the Democrats. Now, that is a whole can of worms I don't even want to open right now, but it's quite a possibility, even if you just look at the similarity of the uniforms. Let's take a look. So we have San Francisco, obviously, with the red, white, and gold. Kansas City, on the other hand, you can see Kansas City has the red, white, and yellow, or white, red, and yellow. But it's almost the same uniform, right? And it's uncanny because we only just seen them recently in the Super Bowl, right? So I think this is a repetition of what we've seen before. Now, as I said, to what end? Only the people that are responsible for actually rigging it know. But there's one of two outcomes. One of them will play out most likely in the political field. The other, probably to a lesser extent, but only time will tell. At this point, we don't have much time to talk about because I've already been on for a while and the game is going to be pretty soon. But you heard it essentially from the horse's mouth, from Bubba Smith. Now, as I said, I have spoken about this before, so if you want to check out the video, obviously you could go through my content. You will see it where I've spoken about sports rigging. I think I covered both the NFL and the NBA, the specialized equipment that was used, things of that nature, gloves, etc. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. It is entirely possible. Now, especially if you have a couple players in on it, right? You're guaranteed to be able to do it. Guaranteed. If in the NFL you have the quarterback's ear to throw that game, yeah, he definitely can. You heard what Bush said. There's a guy wide open, 30 yards around him, nobody. He did not get the look one time. You're talking about the big game, and then at the end, that night, people are partying like they won something. Really? You lost. Why are you happy? Why are you celebrating exactly? Somebody knows something. Guaranteed. Somebody knows something. But anyway, I think I made the video long enough. I think you get my point. I don't gamble on sports because, like I said, I think it's rigged. But in my opinion, they're probably going to go with one of two decisions based on what it is that they're trying to accomplish. So, Chiefs, political, 49ers, financial. That's it. Whichever one comes out, no, there's a reason for it. So, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Of course, like the video, share the video. Channel has been shadow banned for some time now, so if you get to see this, make sure you share the content. YouTube has been heavy-handed with my channel, to say the least. But yeah, I'm gonna continue to post and continue to bring out the truth and expose things the best I can. I don't have the kind of following that Russell Brand or Tucker Carlson has, but shoot, I'm still here doing my due. So until next time, I'm out. Peace.